Old man that plays video games, back again today. We're going to go into the next little segment of visualizing different measurements for the bases of a village. What we have here is from my last two episodes, where we were measuring out and testing the bed linking mechanics, strictly bed linking in a vertical and horizontal measurement based off of one single bed and how far out we could all go. And we figured out that going out, let me get some glass here, in the north or west directions, that we needed to be 16 blocks away from the bed, counting the bed. We start out with 1 and then we go all the way up to 16, and this villager will link to that bed. Now in the north direction, if they are 17 away, he will not link to that bed. You're not going to link. You're not going to link, are you? Good. That just shows that we are correct in our assumptions here. To the west direction, at 16 blocks away, he will link. Yep. But at 17 blocks, he will not. Yep. We did find that in the south direction, that, well, it goes out to the 17th block, which seems counterintuitive because measurements are based off of the northwest corner, which north and west would be this corner of the bed. So you would think it would count most of this block and all of these blocks, and the 17th block away would not be possible. Even the 16th block away would be questionable because it's counting all of the first one. But as pointed out in the last episode, I believe that there is a logic issue pointed out by this Village Bounding Boxes article that I linked in that last one. I mean, that what they describe is some raid triggering issues coming in and measuring that from the south and east, and why it's better to measure everything out of the north and west because it doesn't have that rounding issue. So the east will also have a person that'll link to the bed. So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to define the boundaries, unstretched boundaries of a village, which is 65 by 25 by 65. So I'm going to go ahead and measure all of that out, and we will see how that looks, and then test it with our bad omen measuring process, which I described and showed a couple episodes ago. But this one is, we're building it from scratch. We're doing this in a void world where all we got is a platform down there that I've turned into a compass, and there's nothing around here that's going to interfere with our testing. So I'm going to come back and we'll see where we'll see where we're at that time. Okay, so I have measured out from the center point. I just went off the original measurements for the bed linking bounding box, which is identified in the purple and orange. I did link out horizontally in red and green out to 35. So I'm at negative 34 here. In the Z, I'm at 34. So from the bed, it's counting out from the 0 point. These are all out to 35 away for each of the cardinal directions. So we're going to test the northern boundary on this village, and it should be at 32 blocks away. Basically, negative 31 in the in the z-axis. And I did put a villager in here. He is within the bounding area of the bed. He has linked up to the bed, and I gave him a profession. And that's pretty much how I'm going to test once I get the village boundaries laid out. And we're going to put 20 beds in here and 20 villagers in here. So let's test the edge of this village. All right, so I'm at negative 34, negative 33, negative 32. So I'm 33 blocks away. That is inside the village. Let's effect clear. Let's make sure, because I thought we would be at 32, not 33 away. As soon as I cross over, all right, let's try it from the west side. Negative 33. Right as soon as I cross into negative 32. That the little glass markers are in the village, not out of the village. Let's look at it from the south. Now, from what I read in the technical documentation for the village bounding boxes, that is very well put together. I think it's very well put together. We are going to get an inaccurate number here, that the block outside the village is where it triggers the raid. So I'm at 34, 33, 32. So that matches up with the other one so far. So we're going to try it here as well. 34, 33, 32. All right, so in the horizontal section, so we're at 32. Going all the way out to negative 32. So that is 65. So that would be the boundary included in what is our village. Let's go ahead and measure out the vertical for the same thing, and we'll be back. All right, so this measures out 12 above and 12 below the bed layer. I've numbered them. Banners obviously are 2 blocks tall, so, you know, the bed layer is this one here. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And same going in the upper direction up to 12 above. So let's see when we activate our Bad Omen coming up from the bottom. Right then. I am just, my eyes just look into here. And as explained in the village bounding box instructions, you then have to set your point at the base of this, which my eyes are agreeing with. The where my eyes are looking at agrees with the statement that the bottom of this block is the edge of the village. I guess no effect. All right. Now, I should get the same result this direction as well. Yep. So that shows the edge of the village. So we've defined our top and bottom and all 4 directions. The non-stretched village is indeed 65 by 25 by 65. And I'm going to go ahead and block all that out, measured out with the glass, and we will get our bounding box of what an unstretched village looks like. I'm going to come back and y'all will see the result. Oh, I have completed the bounding box of the village. Got the purple and green measuring the vertical. I've got purple and lime, I'm sorry, and then red and green marking the horizontal of the 65 by 25 by 65 boundary of an unstretched village. And we can test that with our ominous potion. We're over here on the west side of the village. We are just outside. We are at negative 36. It should trigger at negative 32. There it is. Down here from the north side, I'm at negative 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, and we're in. So our village boundary, I believe, is defined by this outer box. And I think it's time to populate our village with villagers. And I'm going to set them up similar to the one guy down here that is just standing on top of his job block and unable to go anywhere. I'm not interested in them pathfinding to their beds because that's just going to complicate things. So I'm just going to lock them up in a little cell. But we're going to try to explore and test out bed linking. Because once the first bed is in there, all the rest don't matter as long as they're within range. And the range around this guy is defined by 16 north, 16 west, 17 south, 17 east, and 4 up and 4 down. any bed that's within that circle around him, that's that box around him, he can see the bed, which means that any other villager inside the larger box can link to it. And let me set that up, and I will show you an example. Okay, I got this set up now. So what I did is I counted away. This guy is at a z-axis of -11. That would be south and north. We're looking north, and we can go up to 16 away from him. So that means the bed can be 16 away, which would be -27. Yes. So, but he didn't link to it. So he's not going to get upset. He's not linked to it because he's linked to the original bed. We're going to put this bed here. He's not going to link to it. Good. I am going to test if I remove this bed. He got mad, but he linked to that one. Like the red for my first bed. And he got mad at that. So let's go put this bed back. He links. And we're going to put this bed over here. So he could link to it, but he didn't because he's already linked to a bed. And what I've done is way over here, still inside of the village that is centered on this bed, set up another workstation. And we're going to put a guy in there. And he should link to that bed way over there, which, yeah, it's behind some blocks. He already linked. And in fact, he's up there. I'm going to get rid of the bed. So far away, you can't, he's can't see the particles around it. So he is linked to that bed way over there because this bed is within the confines of the village. This bed is within 16 blocks horizontal of this guy in the north direction. Got to clarify that apparently from my previous measurements. And because this guy is also in the village, he gets to pick off that list. So I'm going to do something similar to this for 20. And that means I might be taking down all of these initial measuring tools, at least the ones in the middle, and setting up for the future episodes where I'm going to explore the Iron Golem spawning mechanics based on that one central bed. So let me set up 18 more beds. All right, that's 20 beds. I left the original 2, the red one in the middle and the one out here, showing about how far out we can go based on this guy standing right here. And I pretty much just laid out the rest along my measuring tool, simply because the blocks are there. And if this guy can see them, or if any of the other guys can see them, they're going to be able to be picked and in the list. But since all the mechanics are based off of this bed, that's what we have to go by. So first thing I'm going to do is, nope, make that unspawnable. I think that's unspawnable. And I'm thinking I need to do the same over here. Because once I start putting in the villagers, once I get to a point, iron golems will begin to spawn based on that bed. And as of right now, these few blocks right here, up until the boundary, the edge of the iron golem spawning box, they will spawn, and cats too. So I kind of want to avoid that until the next episode. So let me spawn proof a few of these for the time being, and get some start getting some villagers into the system, and show that the village boundary boxes are still working in an unstretched village. All right. I'll be back. All right. So I've got 18 more job blocks out there. Yes, they're all going to be Fletchers. It doesn't matter. I had it in my inventory at the time. And we're going to add or put our guys in here. It should be linking to beds. He linked to that job block. Okay. Not the job block I was thinking, buddy. Let's do this a little better. Yeah, let's start. Let's get rid of the job blocks for the time being. And we're going to start over here. This guy. So he's instantly linking to a bed. And that's going to link to a job block. This guy's going to link to a bed. And link to a job block. Bed. Job block. Get your fuzzy hat on there, buddy. Bed. Job block. And it doesn't matter which bed they link to, as long as they link to a bed. Go away. I don't want to deal with brats. All right, so all of these guys, they are all linked to beds. They're all Fletchers and linked to their job blocks. Now let's check our bad omen. Should still trigger at negative 32 or 30. Yeah. Yep. Right when we expected it to. Yep. That triggered. See, I would expect it to trigger here. Oh, did I not drink it? At 31. Why did this go off that time? I might have to change this because that's not. I'll have to rewatch the video earlier because I swear that went off at the 30, negative 32. Let's check this side again. So 34, 33, 32. So that lines up. Huh. Well, this requires a little bit of a modification. Not terrible. But this might be that logic error that the village bounding boxes guy was talking about, where it's difficult to be the check from the east, though I'm getting the correct result from the south. Very, very, very odd, but that it does sound correct. All right, so our village is all ready, and the next step is going to be the iron golem spawning area. I'm going to build that in the next episode. Cheers.